This is the Sephora Favorites Cologne Sampler Set, and today I'm breaking down the scents to let you know which bottle this might be worth the pickup for. Make sure to stick around to the end if you want to know which bottles I would pick up from this set. So today will be pretty straightforward. I'm just going to give you the note breakdowns of each scent, along with what I actually pick up from each scent, and my thoughts on each bottle and what I would actually pick up. So there's a couple different places that you can go to get a note breakdown, but for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to use the provided card that Sephora sent. So if I have some type of variance of the bottle, I'll show y'all what I have, and if I don't, I'll just show y'all the little spray sample. First up, we've got Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. I do have a travel size spray just because I've wanted to try this fragrance out. The key notes provided by Sephora are mandarin, juniper, oak moss, and aquatic notes. And we'll give it a little spritz here. See how that looks on camera. So one of the notes that isn't included in the Sephora handout, but that is pretty prominent when you're talking about light blue, is grapefruit. And to be honest, I pick up grapefruit along with oak moss, giving it kind of a musky scent. It's a very pleasant grapefruit. It's not super piercing. It blends well with the oak moss in my opinion, and it gives a very clean, fresh, aquatic vibe. Up next, we've got Acqua di Gio by Giorgio Armani. So I'm gonna give it a little spritz here. So in the keynotes from Sephora, it says that you get marine notes, cedarwood, and bergamot. And I can say I'm definitely picking up that bergamot and cedarwood. Up next, Invictus Platinum. Keynotes here are grapefruit, lavender, and cypress wood. Let's give it a quick little spritz. I know this also isn't in the keynote, but I also got to bring up that one of the notes here is absinthe. I will say I pick up that grapefruit and lavender. It gives it a very clean, very sweet, candy-like, fresh smell, tied together by the cypress wood. And I definitely pick up the absinthe on my skin more than I do on the test strip. Off of the test strip, it's just very sweet, grapefruity, not as alcohol-y as when I try it out on skin. Up next, we've got Paco Rabanne Phantom. So I actually do have a bottle here, and Sephora breaks it down as rhubarb, lavender, and vetiver. Again, I feel like another very important note was left out here, which is that lemon. And so I just kind of get lemon zest and lavender. Up next, one of my personal favorites, Prada Luna Rossa Ocean. If you pick up a travel spray, it's going to look something like this. And then if you pick up a actual bottle, it'll look something like this. So Sephora breaks it down as bergamot and vetiver essence, as well as iris absolute. We'll give it a quick little spritz here. The iris comes off kind of bluish, but not so blue that it's very sweet. It's, man, this is definitely one of the most unique scents that I have. I love this fragrance. I love this one. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, I mean, you get all of that. You get some of the citrus, some of the iris, and it's just blended so well. Nothing really pierces your nose, but that's what makes it so pleasant. But yeah, I will say I pick up the bergamot, vetiver, as well as the iris. Up next, we've got Versace Dylan Blue. Sephora breaks this down as aquatic notes, bergamot, and patchouli. Here we go. I actually have a funny story about Versace Dylan Blue. When I got a mini of it to try out, it actually just smelled like syrup and incense, so it wasn't really that pleasant, and it reminded me of a bottle of Calvin Klein Eternity that I had. I don't know if those bottles went bad or what, but it also just smelled like syrup, and it wasn't very pleasant. But I gotta say, this does smell a lot better. Pick a little bit of that bergamot up in the dry down, slight aquatic notes, but I really pick up that incense, and together it just kind of smells bubblegummy sweet. Not Invictus bubblegummy, but like a bubblegum with incense. Up next, we've got Y Eau de Toilette. Keynotes here are bergamot, sage, and cedarwood. And this is what your bottle will roughly look like. This is the Y Eau de Parfum, but your bottle will look a lot lighter than this. Let's give it a quick little spritz. I know the Y line is really loved and people say it's a very great scent, but I gotta be honest, all I pick up from this and what I pick up from the Eau de Parfum as well, I'm actually just gonna, yeah. I mean, the Eau de Parfum has an ever so slightly more mature opening. I pick up this pininess, like what I imagine the sap of a pine tree would smell like, or like almost when you take the pine needles from like the Christmas tree and kind of, you know, they kind of snap in half and you give them a little whiff. I don't pick up any of the bergamot, sage, or cedarwood. Up next, we've got Gucci Guilty, the Eau de Toilette, and I actually have this 50 ml here. Keynotes here are lavender, orange blossom, and cedarwood. Give it a quick little spritz. So here I pick up a lot of white florals, very sweet white florals. I imagine it's mostly that orange blossom and a slight earthiness from the patchouli. Up next, we've got Jazz Club by Mason Margiela. Keynotes here are pink pepper, rum absolute, and tobacco leaf absolute. I'm not the biggest fan of this fragrance. Yeah, so I'm picking up slight hints of that pink pepper, a lot of that tobacco leaf, and some rum. Up next, we've got Tom Ford Ombre Leather. Keynotes here, take a wild guess, leather. I'm just playing. So we've got black leather, violet leaf, and jasmine flower. Give it a quick little spritz. Yeah, I'm picking up a lot of that leather and violet leaf. It kind of mixes together and gives you a little bit of a gasoline or petrol vibe. Up next, Spice Bomb Infrared. Keynotes are red berries, habanero, and tobacco. It smells like red tamales. The little candies. Okay, anyway, I definitely pick up the red berries, slight tobacco, and definitely a pepper, but mostly what I pick up is a cinnamon accord. Finally, we've got Valentino Uomo Born in Roma. Keynotes here are violet, ginger, and vetiver. Give it a quick little spritz. I do pick up that violet and ginger. It gives it a very sharp, sweet opening. I'm not picking up a lot of that vetiver. I wouldn't say it's as candied sweet as the Invictus Platinum, but it's definitely on the sweeter side. And I pick up that violet, ginger, very slight undertones of woods. So, my final thoughts and what I would or wouldn't pick up if I didn't have any of these bottles. Light Blue and Aqua de Jo, I personally wouldn't pick up from this set. I would consider picking them up separately just because you're only saving about $2 or $3. And in my opinion, you probably get more value from something else. But I talk about the value side of it in another video, so I won't get too deep into that. Gucci Guilty to me is very versatile and crowd pleasing. I say it could be used in the office or to go on a date or even casual use. And by casual use, I mean daily use. There have been times where I've just sprayed it on while I'm gaming just because it's such a sweet, pleasant fragrance. I would definitely consider it if I didn't already have it. Jazz Club, I'm not a big fan of. The tobacco leaf and rum is a little overpowering for me, and I personally can't get behind it, so I wouldn't pick it up. Invictus Platinum is a little bit difficult for me because the absinthe in the opening on my skin is a little unbearable, but I do like the sweetness on the dry down. So this is a tough one to call, but I'm gonna have to pass on it. For Phantom, I personally like the sweetness. The lemon and lavender combined to create a very comforting scent for me, and I believe it's pretty easy to wear, so I would definitely consider picking it up if I didn't already have it. Prada Luna Rosa Ocean, I mean, it's one of my favorites. 10 out of 10 would recommend. If I didn't already have it, I would definitely pick it up, and it's versatile, unique, and easy to wear in my opinion. Tom Ford, I would personally pass. I enjoy leather fragrances, but something about the way that the leather and the violet kind of blend, I personally couldn't see myself wearing it much. Valentino Uomo Born in Roma is another versatile scent, and I would consider picking it up. Quick little funny story is when I first smelled it, it smelled very sweet and candied to me, and it wasn't until I sprayed on Invictus Platinum on my other wrist that I was like, oh wait, now I'm picking up that woodsy accord. The sweetness from Platinum helped cancel out the sweetness from Valentino Uomo Born in Roma, and I was finally able to pick up the woodsiness that's described so much in the scent. Versace Dylan Blue, I'm really glad I got to try out a little spray vial because like I said, when I first got a mini, it just kind of smelled like incense and syrup and it wasn't very pleasant. Resmelling it now, I would definitely pick it up. Off of my skin, the incense isn't as strong, so it's much more citrusy and bubblegummy, and I really enjoy that scent. Spice Bomb Infrared, if you've seen my video where I compare fragrances to household items, you'd know that this is a hard pass for me. I wouldn't say it smells bad. Personally, it just reminds me of potpourri, and it gives me Febreze leaving the bathroom vibes. YSLY, I really respect this fragrance, but I would pass on this one as well. Unfortunately, to my nose, I don't pick up much aside from that tree sap pine needle vibe. I would say if you already have either the Eau de Parfum or the Le Parfum and you're thinking about picking up the Eau de Toilette, I would pass. I believe it's pretty redundant to own more than just one of these, and having just one of them would probably work out just fine. So like always, I'd love to hear from y'all. Let me know your feedback in the comments section. What fragrance is the most interesting to you? What fragrance would you pick up and why? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll see y'all in the next video. Oof, my mic's getting all